Hello, and welcome to Candidates Upfront, a public interest election program of Berks Community Television and the League of Women Voters of Berks County. Our November 7th general election is coming up. Citizens who are 18 or older will vote for judges, school directors, and township, borough, and city officials. The deadline to register to vote is October 23rd. To check your voting status, go to vote.pa.gov. That's vote.pa.gov. You can register, change your party, locate your polling place, or apply for an absentee or mail-in ballot. And the deadline to apply for those is October 31st. If you are looking for information on statewide, school, or township races or borough officials, please use the League's online voters guide, vote411.org. That's vote411.org. And for information on countywide and Reading candidates, please stay tuned. The League interviewed candidates in contested races, those who wanted to be interviewed, and for each race, the candidates got the same basic questions and had the same amount of time to answer them. For the League, I'm Judith Cranus, and let's begin.
Hello, I'm Renee Dietrich, a member of the League of Women Voters. Today we're going to talk about the Reading School Director positions. 6 candidates are competing to be Reading School Director. They are Democrats Shaika Del Royo Gonzalez, Norlene Betts, Melissa Eggert, Julio Martinez, and Mark Detterline, and Republican Sarah Torres Vera. You may vote for 5. School directors govern the school district. They set policy, establish curricula, adopt a budget, determine the tax rate necessary to support the budget. They select a superintendent and approve appointments of staff. About half of the board is elected at each municipal election. They serve part-time, and this is a non-paid position. The term is 4 years. Each candidate's views are their own and not those of the League or BCTV. And my interview today is with Sarah Torres. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you.
Let's start out by asking you to tell the viewers about yourself and why you are running for the Reading School District Board.
Well, my name is Sarah Torres, and Reading is home. It has been for the past 20 years. I am a single mother of 1. If you don't know Sarah, you or everybody knows Ian's mom. That's how everybody calls me in Reading. Ian is a very special young man. He goes to Reading High. And one of the fears that every parent has when they are transitioning from middle school to high school is what's going to happen, what are we going to do, what are the plan, what is the plan, safety, etc. And I did too. So I started getting involved when he transitioned from Southern Middle School to high school. And I started getting more involved in volunteering, not only in the school, but also getting in more contact with the community. Other parents started talking about our worries, and I found out that all of our worries were the same. So we started getting more involved, and here we are.
Okay, now what about your background? What prepares you to be a school director? And do you have any experience serving on other boards that make budgets and policy decisions?
Being a mother, and especially a single mother, and working hard every day to provide for your family prepares you for anything in life. However, especially for budget. However, no, I have not served in another board. Like I said, I volunteer in a couple of organizations. You give your time, you give your effort to your community, which is the most important part of this society. And I have worked in schools before, in not only public school, but private schools. That's my background. I currently work in a school and a residential treatment facility setting. And that is my background.
Okay. Now, what do you think are the top needs of the Reading School District? That's just your opinion.
My opinion as a parent, and as a parent only, the top 2 needs of the Reading School District are structure, plus consistency and safety.
Okay, thank you.
Those go hand in hand.
Now, there are a lot of diverse students in the Reading School District. So what are your thoughts about how to address the needs of all students, like English as a second language, special education, low income, different ethnicities, race and gender equity?
The district does an amazing job connecting with the English as a second language part of the newcomers. That's how we call them in the schools. So I can say that it can always improve. We can always do more. I think that hiring more people would involve more budget or extra budget or cuts somewhere to bring to that department. But I believe that they're doing an amazing job following up with these families and these non-English speaking students that are coming in. Different ethnicities, I don't think that's a problem we have, at least not in the Reading School District. I think we don't see color, we embrace everybody. The kids don't see it, and we should learn so much from them. The city is not only that melting pot that everybody talks about, but it's also home. And once you go inside your home, we're all the same.
Okay. Now, let's talk about social studies and language arts. What are your views on how social studies and language arts are taught in our schools?
I have two different views on social studies. When I got to the high school with my son 2 years ago, I asked his social studies or history teacher a question. How many presidents have the United States have had versus how many presidencies? If you don't know the answer, you cannot teach history. The teacher didn't know the answer. Last year, I asked the same question to a different teacher, and his answer was amazing. So I think we can always do better. I don't think it's only the teacher, but it's the preparation. It also talks about how young versus how many years of experience you have, what's important to you as a teacher, what the curriculum is telling you, what's important for the government to teach our children, which dictates the curriculum. It's what the teachers are going to teach our children. If that's not important, I don't think they are going to make it their priority to teach it to our children. To me, it was a priority for my son to understand and know that and the reason why. So I made that question. It's not a trick question. I'm not trying to trip anybody. I just tried with that question, and I got two different answers from two different teachers in the same setting, in the same school district. So that happened to me in the history part. In the other part, language arts, we can always do more. I think all of our children in Reading are bilingual, even the kids that have never talk Spanish, you hear them. If you go to a classroom, if you ever go to a classroom, have the opportunity, just sit down and hear the non-English speaking talking to the only English speaking, you'll be amazed. They communicate, they talk, they create their own ways of communication, and the teachers learn too. So can we do more? Yes, we can do more, but I think we're doing a fantabulous job. I have to give kudos to all of the teachers that are in school with the language barriers. They're doing a great job.
Thank you. Now, do you think we should ban or restrict books or speakers in response to parent objections?
Yes.
Example?
I am my son's parent, my son's sole caretaker, and I should have a saying. And my saying should matter on what is taught to my child, presented to my child, showed to my child. Just yesterday, there was an accident on Google Classroom in the district. And that is only an example of the things that should never happen that are happening. So if a speaker, a guest speaker, a guest group is coming to the high school, I should not only have a saying if my son is going to be present or not, but if this is actually going to be shown in the high school or not only because I am a parent, but I'm also a taxpayer in the district, and that is very important.
Okay, thank you. Now, what are your views on educator salaries and benefits? And how would you deal with the teacher shortage?
I could say, in my experience with teachers and educators and administrators to the principal level, we can always do more for them. I have met amazing people like Mrs. Burtz from Riverside Elementary, Mr. Ryan from Riverside Elementary. I have met amazing people that are no longer in the district, whether they have retired or moved on to other opportunities, like Mr. Kidd from Southern Middle School, Mrs. G, and so forth, Mr. Alvarado, who just retired last year. And I think that we should be doing more to retain this talent. We should be giving them better opportunities. We should negotiate better with the unions in order for them to keep their talent. And we should be making more attractive the offer that Reading has, not only monetary, but a lot of people is thinking about safety. A lot of people is thinking about their needs, and then they weigh it. And if at the end of the day it's not effective for them, they're not going to come and work with us or stay with us.
Okay, is that how you would address the shortage? Improve the benefits and the salaries?
Improve the benefits and the salaries, but also improve the offer of safety, the offer of not only safety for them as a person, but also their job and their families.
Okay. Now, the Pennsylvania's Commonwealth Court recently ruled that the state's formula for funding schools is discriminatory and inadequate. Reading, as one of the most underfunded schools in the state, will hopefully get additional funds in the state budget. What do you think is the most important thing that we could spend that money on?
Reading currently has $428 million in a budget. When you have $428 million in a budget for 19 buildings and 18+ thousand kids, and you split that, the cost per student is higher in Reading than is in the suburbs. Mm-hmm. So do we really need more money? And if we need more money, where is this money going to be allocated? Where do we need it the most? I believe that the money should be inside the classroom, where my son and other 18+ thousand students can utilize it the most. This money should be where the teachers can use it, where the teachers can take them to field trips, where the teachers can educate them better. And it's not only with technology. The teachers should have the tools to educate the next generation, the generation that is going to take care of us. That's where the money belongs. It doesn't belong in contracts, in lobbies, in friends. So if we are getting a chunk of this money, it should be inside the classroom.
Okay. Now, do you advocate for any change in the curriculum at any level? And would you suggest maybe different classes or fewer classes in some subject or program? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that not every kid is going to be an artist. Not every kid is going to be a sports, an athlete, a renowned athlete. Not every kid is going to be a lawyer or a teacher or a ballerina. So I think that assessment, continuous assessment on the needs of the child should be assisting in helping how to determine how to improve the curriculum. It should be constant. It shouldn't be yearly. It shouldn't be every 5 years, every 10 years. It should be by district. The parents, obviously, we should have a saying. I am currently the only mother that is running for school board, and that's one of my reasons why, because I want to have a saying in how you educate my son. And I believe that it's my right to do so. It's my legal right to do so. Also, it's very important that we focus in what they need. Giving a child a link to some website where they can copy and paste some information and hand you a paper is not the way we should be educating our children. The way we should be educating our children is teaching them how to read, how to write, and how to present, not copy-pasting.
Thank you. Let's talk about school choice for a minute here. Should it be within the traditional public school? Should there be public and private charter schools? How should charter schools be funded? With tax credit, vouchers? What are you thinking about charter schools?
I do believe in school choice. I am a firm believer in school choice. There are 67 counties in Pennsylvania and currently over 50 that are in critical need of either safety, security, curriculum, teachers, you name it, they have the need. What could alleviate this? Those $100 million that Governor Shapiro said that he was going to send, and he compromised that he was going to send to offer vouchers to special children that can benefit from them. Maybe some children could have benefit due to, in Allegheny County, due to safety. Maybe in Reading we have some gifted children that could be benefiting from those. Maybe somewhere else for another reason. So I do believe in school choice. Could $100 million solve the issue in our school district so we can look more like suburbia and not have to think about school choice? Perhaps. But while that happens, school choice should remain there, should be funded by vouchers, and we should all think about that as an alternative to improve public education.
Are there other issues that the schools should address?
Safety.
You don't know?
Safety in the Reading School District.
Safety, okay.
The most important thing is the outside factor. It's not the children. It's not the teachers that are not doing their job. I don't like and don't appreciate the narrative of people blaming the teachers or the children or no, it's external. This violence is coming to our school from the streets. This violence is on the streets, and we can all play a part in fixing it. But one, it makes it inside the school. It's the school district's issue, and it's the school district's responsibility to protect our children. It is not my responsibility to protect my child when he's inside the school. It is the school district, and currently they are doing a poor job doing that. It's the head of security that they currently have, and it's other issues that are adding to that.
Okay, now, what do you want to accomplish if you're elected?
I want to be able to share with other parents once I'm elected that I am working really, really hard with my peers on that board so they can go to work and know that their children are safe. So they can go to work to places that maybe they're not allowed to have their cell phone in their pockets and say, you know what, I don't need my cell phone in my pocket because my child is safe. Because the school district have an amazing safety team and they are protecting my child. That's my first priority. Number two, $428 million plus the extras. We need to find out where the extras are and bring them inside the classroom. So I definitely want to focus on that. Those are my two main issues. Where the extras are, bring them inside the classroom, safety, and guarantee all those parents that, like me, are working really hard for their children, that their children are going to be safe once they have to put their cell phone away and they have to go to work.
Thank you. Now, we're coming toward the end here. Tell us in your closing statement, why should people vote for you as opposed to your opponents?
Well, people should vote for me because I am the only mother running for the Reading School District. I have classroom experience, I have administration experience, and I also understand the beast from outside and from within. I'm a taxpayer in the Reading School District, and I'm also the mother of one of the Red Knights. So I understand what we all need as parents, as families, as guardians, but I also understand what can be improved that is not being done. So I can participate and add to the talent that is already there. I'm going to have peers in that board that I support currently, me being the only Republican that's running. I currently have peers that I'm supporting openly, and they are doing a fantastic job. But it should be a team. It should be a perfect 9, not some good and some don't, and some care and some don't. So that's why we're having this amazing opportunity, which is an election. You vote, and there's your power. So I'm using my power not only to run, but also to vote, not only for me, but also for some amazing people that are also running for that position.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah Torres, for sharing your views. Viewers, please remember that there are 6 candidates on the ballot for Reading School Director. Democrats, Skyha Del Rio Gonzalez, Norlene Betts, Melissa Eckert, Julio Martinez, Mark Detterline, and Republican Sarah Torres Viria. You may vote for 5. To explain to the people that if you want more information, you can contact the League's online voters guide, vote411.org. Contact the Berks County Election Services, 610-478-6493. And the interviews here can be found on BCTV and its website and the YouTube page. Remember, Election Day is November the 7th. That's your chance to use your voice by voting. Thank you for watching.